Good evening, or Noswaith Da. Thank you for giving me your time this evening. I'm VICKI ROSKAMS, PPC for Alyn and Deeside in North Wales. My heart goes out to every person in Port Talbot tonight, as people in Deeside have been through this. 44 years ago in March this year, we commemorate the biggest redundancy ever recorded in Western Europe. 6,500 in one day and 10,000 by the end of the year. That too was a steelworks. It is still going, but at a smaller scale. It still shows the scars, and as productivity in shops moved out, charity and support agencies moved in. Only on a high street, they're shutting the last bank in March and trying to push the digital currency forwards. We need to say no. We need to say no. As a disabled entrepreneur in the heart of Flintshire, I manage 3 award-winning businesses. I was forced into this position because I couldn't get a decent job for my skills, including a foundation to support some of those that I've just discussed that were still unemployed after all these years because they had mental health challenges. Today, I stand before you because politics was not my career aspiration, really not, but because, like many of you, I've grown tired and angry at the current state of the community and county, and especially what Labour have done to Wales. I want to invite the Prime Minister and opposing leader to take a walk with me. And when I say walk, it's hard for me to walk many places, but I'd love them to do it. And see firsthand how they think things are going. Let's set aside titles and pretend we're just 3 working class people and equals in this conversation. Imagine driving through the streets, high street seaside communities, witnessing businesses boarded up due to the erratic decisions on infrastructure and tax and how they've pushed our own British people out of their homes in these businesses. Picture the homeless on the streets as you prioritise illegal immigrants over British citizens. And can you justify the erratic reasons behind one of the latest laws, the Vagrancy Act, with criminal legalities on it? So these poor people that are living in these makeshift shelters are now being put in jail because instead of helping them and offering them counsel for the vulnerable, you are now criminalising them, putting up with a lifestyle choice of which is not their making. It's fair to allocate. Is it fair to allocate defence spending abroad when crime is rampant and our borders face invasions? Should these resources be used to tackle the gangs who profit from these activities and protect our citizens instead? And let us not forget our veterans. How are we supporting them and their families? And one of the statistics, because it's part of my foundation, do you know veteran and forces suicide is at an all-time high? How dare we? They fought for our country. Now, how dare we not look after them? I'd like to ask them, how do they feel when older people go without food and heating due to pensions not meeting inflation demands? Parents are sacrificing to feed their kids and keep a roof over their heads. Food banks increase daily and third sector have to pick up the slack due to food poverty in our constituents. Children's education and well-being suffer from digital poverty, yet they're pushing to close banks and make us go to this digital currency. And they fell through COVID. Poor kids couldn't be educated because they couldn't go online. In this Britain you envisioned, where standing on benefits seems more appealing than going to work? Come on. It has caused conflict and division in a lot of households I speak to, where you've got working people saying, oh, well, my bloody cousin's not going to work. Oops, excuse my language, but it does enrage me. Driving your young people away and thinking they've got no hope and relying on low-skilled foreign labour. Investment in apprenticeships and education is one of my passions, yet it's been slashed. There's no such thing as an apprenticeship. Education's being cut till it's at the bare bones. Family businesses once passed down knowledge and experience, and they're disappearing, replaced by big corporations that monopolise towns. And Amazon's popping up at the town next to you, and plus other businesses. Maybe a TV series exposing the influx of young illegal migrants with none of our values, causing division, would make up people into our dangerous path the government's enabling. Can I ask you, PM and opposing leader, what do you pray for when you go to sleep? Is this the Britain you intended to create? Is it a place you want your children raised in? Because I know it's not the place where I would. Can you look me in the eye and stand behind your decisions causing sickness, mental health challenges and deaths? All I can say to you, I wasn't a politician and I still am not now, but when I read what reform stood for, I put my hand up and said, count me in. Because there is hope, a chance for reform. We must empower the people, inspire all to vote, because every vote matters. Reform pledges to streamline public services, redirecting funds to support services like NHS and education so we can help those with the mental health challenges. Lower taxes to stimulate regional growth, exempting SMEs, so we can invest in the skills. If government aren't going to help us, let us do it ourselves. Restore British border control. Bring our forces back. Let them do it. They're trained. They're experts. Invest in dramatically reducing the cost of electricity. And lastly, invest in Britain's infrastructure. Trust me with your vote, and I will make it my mission to work with Reform UK. And I don't care who I stand up against and shout against, because it has to be done. We all need to take a stand, and let's stand for Reform UK. Thank you.